Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, the Retro Spider-Man wave. Supposed to be a 2024 wave. I got it here at the tail end of 2023. This is the Last Stand Spider-Man. So here we have one, and this is the newer style card back, so it's not the throwback to the Toy Biz animated series figure line. So these are ones that I will not double up on. The ones that have the animated series throwback card, I will double up on those. So I have one on card, one you know, out of the package. This one I won't be, so I'll just have the single one. This one is cool because we get another Spider-Man, but at the same time, if we notice, there is no ab articulation. So I don't know if that's a rubber overlay or if that's a hard plastic torso or what the deal is there. So this one I think is going to have limited movement. It's cool to get another version of Spider-Man, but a little disappointing that he's not really going to do a whole lot. And he only comes with a pair of hands. No other accessories. So looking at the Spider-Man card, it's okay. It's kind of has, it's very colorful. It pops and everything. It's just not quite for me. I love the fact that the retro cards, you know, are kind of recreated the old action figures, you know, from the 90s, the animated series show. That was the big appeal to them. But this one doesn't have it. So looking at the back of the package here, we got the look at the figure again. And the bio reads, caught outside of time, Peter Parker sees a potential future in which the NYPD confronts him for past crimes and he makes his last stand. That's actually interesting. I'm not really familiar with what the story that this comes from, so I may have to check that out. Before I get into the review, people are going to ask how you got it, how you got it, how you got it. My set did not come from here in the US or anything. It is released overseas, so like in Hong Kong, that is where mine came from. So Figure Grail USA, he actually has an online shop, so you can get like import figures and things like that on his website. So SH Figure Arts, Mayfex, those kinds of things. He does get Hasbro product from time to time. He will sell those through his Instagram, so make sure to follow him on Instagram, link in the video description below. And look out for his sales posts through his Instagram story. So again, he does not always have Hasbro products, but from time to time he is able to get some. And then he will sell them through his Instagram. He gets a lot of G.I. Joe Classified series stuff early, and then from time to time he will have Marvel Legends stuff early. So everyone's going to ask, it's not on his site, it's not on his site. That is the reason for that. But make sure to go ahead and give him a follow and keep an eye out for whatever sales posts that he is going to have. So link in the video description below for Figure Grail USA. So now, let's go ahead and get into the review. Okay, let's talk about it. This is actually not bad. But just as feared, the torso isn't going to get any movement. But, and this was a little bit of a surprise because I didn't realize that this was going to be possible. These are Hawkeye legs. So the Disney Plus Hawkeye figure that came out, these are the same legs. Talos got these same legs. Those had standard waist swivel. This bad boy's got a ball joint at the waist. Does that help a little bit? Yeah. Does it give him into a lot of nice poses? Not really. But it's better than no ball joint, right? So we can do some tilting. As you can see, you can lean back a little bit. He can lean forward very little. So it does give some better movement. It does not fix the issue of not having a diaphragm or ab crunch. So that is unfortunate. This is not a rubber overlay. That is like the plastic portion there. So it looks like it's, I don't see a seam, so maybe it's PVC, not the standard ABS hard torso plastic, or however that works. But ball joint at the waist at least. Not a whole lot in terms of paint. As you can see, he's just got black pants, black boots. He does have the red and black leather like coat there. The inside of his hands are painted black. The gloves, as you can see. He has open hands that come out of the package, and then he also comes with a pair of fists, as you can see here. That is all the accessories that it comes with. But, you know, it looks pretty good. This spider logo here on the back is actually sculpted, so that is actually quite nice, as you can see there. Pretty good. And the sculpt, let me make sure it's focused. Yeah, that looks really good. And then here, this black spider there, that is sculpted as well. So, you know, not too bad. Looking close up, as you can see, the mask looks pretty good. Black around the eye lenses there. Just a red mask. You do get some line work in the mask as well, but not too bad. The neck piece is a separate piece. The head is a separate piece from the neck as well. So it's not a tombstone situation where it's all just the head and neck and it pops into the torso. Thank goodness. But there we have it. Yeah, it looks pretty good. We got the buttons on the side there. sculpt-wise, it looks pretty good. The arms, we've seen these arms before. I think the first figure to come with it was the Agent Jimmy Woo. It is pinless, but there are some design marks kind of in there, so this was kind of like, you know, the coat pinless arms that are there. We got them. But yeah, there we go. Last Stand Spider-Man. So let's go ahead and just go right into the articulation. Okay, articulation for the Last Stand Spider-Man. The head is on a dumbbell joint, and then the neck has a separate piece. You can see some gap, I guess maybe depending on the angle, but he can look up about that much. He can look down about that much when you use the head and the neck in combination. You can do a full rotation in there, and actually just the neck wants to move. The head can move independently of that. Oh, there we go. Kind of loosened it up a little bit. The head can move independently of the neck, but just... oh yeah, it was just kind of stuck. So now it's moving on its own, as you can see there. And you can do some pivot and some things going on in the head, so that works out well. The shoulder you can get to go kind of straight out. Not really a little bit. It's a little bit low. I wish it would have gone a little bit higher. But you can get it to go out that much. You can do a full rotation in there. You got an upper bicep swivel. You got a double jointed pinless elbow. That much bend there at the elbow. Wrists swivel, and they do hinge. Standard horizontal hinge on the open hands and the fists. Again, no torso articulation whatsoever. No like diaphragm or ab crunch. But there is a ball joint in there somewhere, so he can tilt to his left that much. He can tilt to his right that much there. He can go back that much there. Part of the problem with the ball joint too is this coat goes below the waist a little bit, so that also hinders whatever other movement it could have gotten. Yeah, see this? I think this hip, the hip, I compared it to the Hawkeye hip. Whoops, my background going. I compared the hip to the Hawkeye hip, and it looks the exact same, but it has to be different because this one goes up slightly, and then you can see where the ball joint is in there. So the hip is, you know, they just modified and just did a new hip, but yeah, so he's only going to go forward that much. It could have been more, but again, the coat just comes down a little too much, which sucks. And then, of course, you could do a swivel in there. Legs go out that far apart. He can't kick forward only that far. Leg goes back ever so slightly, if at all. Upper thigh cut in there. Double jointed pinless knee, like so. You get a foot hinge, no calf swivel or ankle swivel or anything. Foot hinges down. You get some hinge up. Not a lot. Ankle pivot pickles at the bottom of the feet. So there we go for the articulation for the Last Stand Spider-Man. It's not a complete lost cause, but still is pretty limited. And this is a much older Peter Parker, so I don't know if he's going to be like doing crazy acrobats up in the air and things like that. Maybe he does. Okay, so here is the wave so far that we have looked at. We have looked at the Scarlet Spider, we have looked at Tombstone, and now we are on the Last Stand Spider-Man. Not the best Spider-Man figure, but it's nice to add additional Spider-Mans into the Spider-Verse, so we get an extra one in there. The ball joint was a nice surprise, but yes, it is lacking in terms of articulation. The hands, we get one extra set of hands in terms of accessories, and that is it as well. But the figure itself looks pretty good. I think it's one that a lot of people are probably going to pass on. It is Spider-Man, though, so a lot of people will probably pick it up. But you guys let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. I think it's a good figure. It's not great by any means. It's not like blow your mind at all. But it's cool. It's good. I mean, they could have done, like, if they did a rubber overlay and did like a diaphragm in there, that would have been cool. It still would have hindered moving forward. But like to not break up the sculpt of the torso, instead of doing a rubber overlay, they did the ball joint in there, and it's fairly low to allow some movement. It works out a little bit, so it's something. But you guys let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit that join button to become a channel member and be a part of the MCU Collective. And as always, thank you for watching.